do is going to do some breathing. So we're going to come up. We also want to stretch. What we're going to do is we also want to start out by setting our minds. We're going to breathe in. This is called pulling down the heavens. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to do that same movement. We're going to do a slightly more vigorous one because what we're trying to do is, this is our 2-minute lesson this week, flush our lymphatic system, and we want to get fluids going. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach up like we're yawning. We're trying to touch the sky with our middle fingers. We're coming up if you're on your toes if you can. And then that was breathing in, and then we're going to breathe out, and we're going to sink down. You want your feet pointed forward. Your knees are going to tell you how much you can sink down. Your knees should go in the direction of your toes, and they don't want to go past your knees don't want to go past your toes. So you're going to be coming up, breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you sink down, you want to keep your back as straight as you can. And you want your hips to be going up and down. You don't want to be leaning forward to bend over. You want your hips going up and down. That's causing your lower body to flex, your calves, your glutes, and that's going to be activating your lymphatic system, pushing fluids out of your lower body into your torso. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now we're just going to stay here. We're going to take a few breaths. We're trying to heat up our bodies so we don't hurt ourselves when we're moving around. So breathe in. Okay, and then come up and breathe out. All right. We want to warm up our bodies, get fluids flowing a bit. So what we're going to do is first we try to open up our joints. This is called shake the 9 gates. The 9 gates are your major joints: hip, knee, and ankle, shoulder, elbow, and wrist, and upper, lower, and middle back. So we start it by we're trying to get blood as we age. Blood recedes into our torso. We want to get blood going out to our fingertips. Part of summer protocol, early summer protocol, is circulation. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bounce. You're trying to break up any adhesion in your body. So you want the skin to move over your muscles to move over your bones. It's very loose. You should hear So we're loosening up our bodies. As I said, we're opening up, breaking up adhesions. This is going to allow energy and blood to flow through our body freely as we do the rest of the lesson. It can also be these three movements can be used to wake up any time of the day. Now you're going to throw up, your hands thrown down. Okay, now we're going to go back and forth. We're going to look over our shoulders. So our chin follows our shoulders. What we want to do is pick something behind us and focus, because we want to use our eyes, and that engages our brain. And if you can, you look all the way back, but otherwise just go by whatever your current is. Your hands are loose. This is called dragon shakes his whiskers. So we're there. Look over your shoulder. This is warming up our midriff. It's waking up our spine. Keep your spine straight, your head straight. A few more. And then finally, we're going to work on our spine again. We're going to try to get it, separate the vertebrae, let fluids get in. We're going to lean to the side. Your shoulders are against the wall. If you can, You don't want to be doing this. If you can, you want to bring your hand up however much you can and reach breathe in the wall. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out. We're trying to get, if possible, our shoulders against the wall, our elbows against the wall, and our thumbs against the wall. This way we're turning our spine back and forth. We're opening up the vertebrae, letting fluids get in. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, reach. And breathe in, breathe out. So we're ready to start our movements now. What we do is we have too much heat in the summer, so we want our lungs and our heart get too warm, so we want to push the heat down from our heart and our lungs and into our abdomen. And our abdomen tends to get stagnant, get too cold. It needs to be the cauldron, our cauldron, so that our digestion and elimination work well. So what we're going to do is first put your hand over your heart. What you want to do is you want to just say, but you want to vary it, because what you should feel is when your hand's on here, we all have different bodies, so you want to say an ah sound that makes your chest vibrate. So that's the sound for your heart. We have a sound for our lungs, so we're going to work on our heart and our lungs, which is so you make a hissing sound. What we're going to do is we're going to breathe in and breathe out. When we make the hissing sound, we want to go push all the way out. We're trying to expel all the waste from our lungs. There's stale air and chi in there, so we want to get up. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up, we're going to breathe in, and then hiss. Now you're going to come up. Hiss. Expel everything from the lungs. Come up. Calm the heart. One more set. Breathe in. Hiss. Once again, we're going to do one more for the lungs. Because we want to expel any stale air. 70% of your waste in your body you leave through your lungs, so you want to make sure you're breathing properly so you can get rid of waste from your body. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up, we're going to reach, we're coming up slightly, we're going to reach slightly forward, and then we're going to come back, so we're up on our toes, our ball of our foot and our toes. We're going to drop back onto our toes and our heels. And so we're going to breathe in, and then as we breathe out, we're going to drop down. Our hands are going to drop down, and they're going to just hit lightly against your lungs. What you're trying to do is drop your rib cage, and that'll squeeze your lungs and get the extra stale air out. And we're going to use a sound which is wah. So we're going to go wah, wah, wah. 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 Okay, so those were for clearing our lungs and cooling our heart. We're going to do one more for cooling our heart. We did an extra one for our lungs. We're going to come up. This hand's going to come up. It's going to open a window. And the other hand, this hand comes up. It has a ball of cool pink energy. This hand comes up, opens the window, and then this hand's going to come over and push cool our heart and then push any excess fire out of our heart. So we're going to come in. Got these flowers here. I'm not used to doing this outside in the garden. So we're here. This comes up. And then this hand comes up, opens the window, and then this hand comes over. Open the window. Cool the heart. Open the window. Okay, so we're going to do a few more, but once again, if we can do it, might as well flush. As we're cooling our heart, we want to be flushing the fluids out of our lower body because that's our lymphatic system is passive. So you want to squeeze your calves to push blood and lymphatic fluid out of your body into your torso so it can be breathed out through the lungs. So what we're going to do is you come up, and then as you breathe out, in the window. How far you go down is determined by your knees. All right. So during the early summer, we work on our heart, and the other thing is working on circulation. So what we want to do is you want to get blood to go out to our extremities, so blood's flowing, that's healthy, and it's also good for your hands. What we're going to do is we're going to make tiger claws. So it's kind of like you're squeezing a ring. What we're going to do is we're just going to come up at our elbows. You're not coming up high. You don't want to hurt your shoulders. So your elbows come up, but then you're going to throw your hands like you're trying to throw water off, or you've got a water balloon, because we're trying to get blood to flow down our arms to our hands. So just throw one. Okay, so once again, if you go up and down, we're throwing blood out to our hands, trying to strengthen our hands, and we want blood to be going into our forearms too. So we're building up during the spring. We're working on early summer. I'll get it right soon. Early summer, we work on circulation plus building up the small muscles in our body, because next season, late summer, we work on the larger muscles. So what we're going to do, we're just going to do this one more time to make it a little bit more vigorous, but we're going to alternate hands. So your hands are loose because you're throwing down. We're trying to get blood to go to your fingertips. That actually helps with keep your hands healthy. So. And now we're going to add the bouncing in. So you go down. This is called tiger bounces. So as we're making tiger claws while we're bouncing. So so hopefully you're feeling a little bit of blood going to your hands. So the next thing we're going to do is, like I said, we're trying to build up, in the winter we build up our bone strength. In spring we've worked on our tendons by stretching so they're warm and loose. Now during the summer we want to use them to build up our muscle mass, but we don't want to just go to the gym and start picking up 20-pound weights, because we'll just rip our tendons. So what we want to do is we want to lift weights without weights, and that's use your body, use dynamic tension. So this is, once again, we're working on the small muscles in our arms and our legs. So what we're going to do is going to stand here, and there's two bungee cords, and what you're going to do is you're going to pull those bungee cords up, but slowly. You can just feel the tension. This way it's like you're lifting weights, but you're not using weights, so you're only using the strength, your own strength, so you don't tear your muscles. So we're here. You're going to grab those bungee cords and pull them up. Now what you're going to do is you're going to open your hands. There's bungee cords on the wall, and we're going to sink down, and we're going to pull them together. And then we're going to come up, and there are bungee cords in the ceiling, and then we're going to pull down. What we're going to do is we're going to pull down and pull back. So we're here, and then we're going to come up, grab them from the floor, pull in, grab the ones on the walls, pull in, and then reach up and go down. So when you go down, have your fist facing you. So we want to work the back of the arms. We're working the biceps. We're working the inside of the arms. We're working the back of the arms. So we're toning our arms by just using dynamic pressure. So we'll do 5 sets, and then we'll go on. Let's see. So we're here. So we're gonna breathe in. Reach up, and then so when we're going up and down, you want to make sure your hips are going up and down. That's engaging your lower body. So breathe in. Relax, open up your chest, breathe out. Dynamic, you can feel them, you're pulling so hard. Reach up. I know we just want to do meditation, but we got to work on our entire body. And it's early summer, so that's what we do in early summer. The small muscles of our body and our circulation. Here's the 5th one. All right, I have to check the clock in my home. I have a big red clock so I can see what we're doing. I can't tell how far we are. Okay, we've been moving for 21 minutes, so you're all doing great. Okay, so what we're going to do is, what we just did is medical Qigong. It's based in traditional Chinese medicine. Like I said, you do different movements every season. We also try to build Tai Chi skills. Tai Chi skills also, they use, in some sense, a lot of the same parts from Qigong, but Qigong we usually do in place. Tai Chi, you do the Qigong movements moving. So what we practiced a couple weeks ago was stepping forward. It's hard to do because there's a little space here, but when you do Tai Chi, you never lose your balance. You're always balanced. So what you do is you step out, you put your foot down, and then you do a hand movement, and then you come back. And then you step onto the other side, do that movement, step. So we're going through the stepping process. It's in like all Tai Chi forms. Plus, what we're doing is when we're stepping, and this is partly why Tai Chi works on your balance, the inside of your leg, the whole inside of your leg, has to be able to support your weight as you move. That's why you fall. So we want to maintain the strength here. Last week, if you were here, we did a movement where you stepped across, and then you can't do it here. There's not enough room. But so we're here. You turned your foot, and then you stepped across, and then all your weight when you're stepping and when you're holding it, all your weight's on the inside of your leg. Well, this is the same. We're trying to build up the strength on the inside of your leg so you don't fall. So what we're going to do is your feet are going to be about 45. So I'll mirror you. So you're going to turn to your right. So your right foot's 45 degrees. The other foot comes up and you're dotting. So you're like putting down the ball of your foot. Your back knee's bent. So this is important because right now all your weight's on this back leg and it's bent, and so it's engaged. So we're building up the yin side of your leg to be strong so you can step. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your foot out. You're going to draw a C like you're in the sand. You're going to put your heel down, but see, my heel's down, but in Tai Chi you don't commit your weight until you have a good solid foundation. So we're here, we make a C. As you see, there's a space, so my feet don't line up because that would be unstable. I'm going to step out, and so now there's a channel. It's like I'm stepping onto railroad tracks. My foot points forward. I'm going to shift forward and then shift back and stand up. Now this foot's at 45. I'm going to dot, make a C in the sand, put my foot down, and I'm going to shift. That's when I shift my weight. We're going to come back and step up. I'll do it from the side so you can see. So we're here. The weight-bearing foot is at 45. This foot comes up, dots. I make a C step, put my toe down. Now I'm going to shift my weight forward at that time. You don't want your knee never goes past your toes. If anything, you want your knee to be straight, because if you go too far, you're off balance, plus you're damaging your knees. So when you go forward, this is one of the biggest mistakes. There's two things: your toes pointing forward, and then your knee goes in the direction of your toes, which is this way. And you don't want to go too far, because now you're like, no, that definitely hurts your knee. So you're here, you just go straight. So we're here straight, and then we're going to come back. We're going to withdraw. After we get about 70% of our weight here, we're going to withdraw. Once again, when we're here, there's no weight on our foot, and then we're stepping back. This is why it takes a long time to learn Tai Chi. This is just this is just stepping forward. This is like an essential Tai Chi skill. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll just do that to start with. We're going to dot, C, heel, put the toe down, shift, come back, stand up. We're going to dot, make a C, back leg bent, put our toe down. Now we're going to shift forward, come back, step. We'll do 3, so that was 1, dot, C step, toe, shift, come back, step up. Dot, the weight bearing foot is at 45. You're dotting, come out with the C, heel, the heel's down, but there's no weight on it. Now we put the toe down, we shift forward, come back, and step up. We're going to do one more each side. Step, toe, down, come back, step, dot, toe. Okay, I can see you're all on your way to becoming Tai Chi masters. So to make it a little more interesting, plus you can use it as a meditation, we're going to act like we're stepping in water. So what our hands are going to do is they're going to come down, take water, we're going to lift up the water, and then we're going to pull back and float our hands down. So we're here, we're going to dot, we're going to make our C step, put our toe down. Now as we put our toe down, we're going to reach, we're going to scoop up water as we go forward, and then we come back, we're going to withdraw, pull our hands back, and then float our hands down as we step back in. So we'll do a few of those. Now the other side, dot, C step, Pick up the water. Pull back the water, your toe comes up all the way, weight's on my back foot again, and then float down. C-step, water, withdraw, sink your hands down. Dot, C-step, water, withdraw, and then float your hands down. Okay, we'll just do 3 of those. So we're here, I'll do it from the front, hopefully it gets off from the side. So we're here, we're dotting, C-step, toes down, going forward. Now we're lifting that water, and then as we breathe out, draw back, and then sink our hands. Then turn back forward, 45, turn, C-step, water, withdraw, sink down. Back at 45, dot, C-step, our toe points forward. Right now there's no weight on this foot. Gather the water. You can do this to music and do meditation. Breathe out. We'll do one more each side. So we're dotting, C-step, breathe in, breathe out, and then sink your hands, turn, dot, C-step. So it can just be, you can use it as meditation, but at the same time, if you're following all the steps, which is your back leg's bent, so right now you're building up the strength of your inner leg. Here is this whole part you're stepping out because you're getting your body to, so one leg can bear weight. Then you're here, we move slowly in Tai Chi, so you're aware of where your body is. You don't want to be really jerky. You want to be sending continuous signals to your body, so you build up your proprioceptors and you know where your body is at all times. And by learning to step this way, you also will hopefully start walking. Normally when people walk, they tend to lean forward. So if you're leaning forward and you're walking like this, as you step, you've already committed your weight to your foot. So if you step on something that's slippery or gravel or something, this foot can slip as all the weight goes on it. The reason that in Tai Chi, because we never lose our balance, we don't shift our weight until now we have a good stance, even if it's slippery, because my body's direction, instead of going this way, my weight's coming up and going down. I can keep from slipping. Plus, if I put my foot down and I realize this is slippery, it's okay because I can withdraw my foot because all my weight's on the back foot. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a Q&A session. If anybody has any questions, you can go to our website. We put this up on a website under the Sunday page. It's QOLnow.com, qualityoflifenow.com. Also, we appreciate any donations people might want to give. And if you also go to our site, we're setting it up. We're trying to set up classes so that the movements from each season are going to be on there. And so if you're a member, you'll be able to watch those. And you can even pick out, like during the summer, if you want to work on your bone density, that's what we do in the winter. So you can do the winter protocol, which is tapping, that causes microfractures in your bones and which tells your body that your bone density needs to be built up. So if you want to go there and join, we'd love that too. So we're going to just pull down the heavens to end our practice, and then we'll see Jake, the master of technology in there, will call me with your questions. So here we go. I'm going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, don't hit the flowers, breathe out. One more time, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, and then we clap, body, mind.